Hi everyone, this is Ella Marie Francisco. Thanks for coming into my channel. We're going to talk about the new moon happening on May 16th. It's coming in Taurus. It's a new moon in Taurus. And I want to see what the energies are like and what we need to know about the new moon on May 16th, 2026, as we bring in God knows what. It's in Taurus. We are grounding things into the earth. That's an earth sign. So let's see. What do we need to know about the new moon? I can see some of the cards from my full moon reading. I wonder if we're going to get them again. Ah, good. Of Pentacles. The Seven of Pentacles is our first card, our collective card. I consider this a bit of a heavenly influence, as well as a lot of giving things. We can manifest a lot under this cycle, especially if we're open to receiving. We have a Six of Swords, as it is upside down. It's crossing us. A Six of Swords is crossing us. Now, the Seven of Pentacles is definitely a giving card. It's a lot of spiritual help. It's a lot of spiritual awarenesses trying to make their way to the earth plane. The Six of Swords can sometimes be a little bit of a grounding the heavens kind of a card too. Value, the way that you feel about family. Sometimes this hints at spiritual family issues and things like that. You could be grounding some of the spirits that are helping you. You could be thriving in chaos. Sometimes you have a lot of confusion with this kind of a card. So it could be that we're coming in with some clarity, but we're getting hit with confusion, and that's slowing us down a little bit as well. We may feel like we're going backwards. We're coming in as a 7, we're going backwards into a 6. Yeah, it could be a lot of confusion energy, a lot of dark forces kind of playing at us, maybe taunting us or tempting us out of our own sense of self and our ultimate knowing, our ability to receive as well. This card usually likes to give to us, and yet this is how we're coming in. So it's almost like the giving nature. It's almost like the givers are getting taken advantage of. Yeah, like through chaos and confusion. You could be wondering if you're going to give people the benefit of the doubt. And anyway, this could be a lot of cosmic energy just hitting the planet in a way that brings us more certainty. So it could be delivering us out of the confusion and bringing us more clarity, but we may have to go through a level of chaos and misunderstanding to get there to begin with. It almost feels like things are a little uncertain on a communication level as well. We have High Priestess coming in underneath us. Of course, she's a very good surrender moniker. She likes to see us surrender to the universal flow, and that could be part of it too. There could be a lot of inevitabilities that are trying to happen around us in the overall flow of the universe, and we may be like, I don't know if I want to do that, I don't know if I'm open to that. But regardless, the High Priestess demands surrender. So there could be things that are happening through the confusion that are making us question, are we in flow or not? Is this the flow or isn't it the flow? And regardless, it does mean that there could be some changes as well that you didn't expect to have happen or want to have happen. Sometimes the High Priestess will have a totally different plan for your day than you did. You could be on your way to work and suddenly there is no road to work. You got to find the cul-de-sac to get through, or the roadway to get through around the problem that happened because you didn't expect a problem to happen. So yeah, there could be redirections and diversions and things like that during this new moon in Taurus. And yeah, and it is a little watery. Yeah, and that could be why some of the confusion is coming, because Taurus likes to be certain and tied in, and grounded and rooted properly. And the High Priestess is wanting us to go with the flow and, move through other things instead. the Ten of Pentacles is a giving card as well. So yeah, I think I'm getting to something here with the idea that this is a collective card that is giving. If we're in the mood to receive, we could make some really good breakthroughs. The Ten of Pentacles is often a reward card, and it will reward us for the connections we've made to ourselves and to our higher self, and the choices we've made that honor who we are and why we are and what we are. So yeah, I would say be willing to receive during this new moon. It could be a very generous new moon. There could be cycles that are starting to begin in your life that will allow you to be more of the receiver rather than having to give all the time. That's been old programming for a lot of us, where we just give and give and give, and then there's nothing left. If universe is trying to give to you, if the heavens are trying to drop onto you the things that are yours, then it would make sense for you to be, as much as you possibly can, in an open state of allowance and allow the surrender. So surrender to the fact that the universe is trying to give you more, instead of fighting through the dark ages and all the old paradigms. Be willing to accept that the flow is coming, that you are worthy, you are a worthy recipient to receive the abundance of the world and of the heavens and all of the other unseen places that abundance may trickle in through. Both of these cards are money cards, so a lot could be hitting the material plane as well, that you've been wishing upon, hoping upon, working towards. And if you're willing to go with the flow and be one with the tide, basically ride with the tide and go with the flow, then you could be very pleasantly surprised during this new moon cycle. Beautiful. Very spiritually induced new moon as well, even though and maybe that's why it's happening during the Taurus, because the Taurus is earth, and we need to earth the spiritual world here. That's really what it feels like to me as well. So the star energy is coming above our head. The star is wonderful. It can be miracle energy. It can be manifesting. It can be high cosmic energies that are trying to make their way to the planet, which is obviously what we're seeing with this too. It's like cosmic energies coming in to ground into the Earth star. It's very much a galactic card too. So if you have an idea that you may be a galactic, this could be a very activating new moon for you as well, where you're holding strong to your origins, or you're being remembered basically, or you're remembering some of your origins. It could just be, coming in with the tide. Honestly, it could be all kinds of things coming into new flow. Could be gifts from your high parts of yourself too. I do feel I feel the Akashic record keepers with this star card as well. So it could be that you've completed some very valuable karmic lessons, and that during this new moon you get the benefit or the reward. Yes, that's right, because we are in a reward cycle with the Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, so these could be the Elohim, some of the higher cosmic angels that are bringing you resources that you need on the earth. I would be very open-hearted. I would be very willing to allow the invisible world to help you, allow the flow of the universe to give to you, and allow the people of the world to shower you with whatever they can. Sometimes in the workplace, the star will show up around your career and it'll give you a boost. You may get a promotion, you could get a raise, you could get recognition, you could win some awards and all that other stuff. The star can make you a star as well. So if you've been looking for recognition and wondering why, everybody's so confused that they haven't brought the recognition to you, this could be a better form that it's coming in. And it could be not even what you thought. You may be just getting something totally out of left field that just drops into your lap out of nowhere as part of the reward as well. So I'd say bring it on, be the star in your own world and bring it on. You know, the strength card sure loves to come up this whole season, doesn't it? I think we've seen this in every reading I've done in a month already. The strength card. So more of your strengths are coming out. This is in the doorway to our future. It's time to work with your solar plexus and to bring your divine gifts. It's quite possible that if universe is willing to resource you through the flow of life and the flow of the high priestess, and you're willing to receive, this doesn't work as well if you're saying no to everything. No, that's okay, I've got one. No, that's okay, I've got two. No, I don't need one. I would say just say yes to the things that people are trying to give you, whatever universe is trying to give you. Be willing to bring on whatever glory and whatever recognition wants to come your way. Could be that the high forces in the universe are finally hitting the satellite signal perfectly and are able to reach you once and for all and can finally start bringing you some of your gifts from the high heavens. Sometimes we do remember, if we've gone through a karmic clearing cycle, we'll bring parts of our personalities back that we haven't had access to in eons of time from other lifetimes or even older parts of this lifetime, deeper parts of our past. And sometimes this is talent that can come into the forefront, or skills that you never really thought of pursuing. And suddenly strength comes around with a little more solar plexus activation, and you're willing to run with it, and you're willing to just keep moving through the energies that are best for you, and you're willing to shine in your new light. Yeah, I mean, why not? It's better than having a case of the humdrum doldrums and doing nothing. And maybe, you know, with the way the strength card is hitting us in the doorway to the future, you may have more certainty about what you want to do, and you have less resistance in getting there, especially if the high priestess is bringing you the flow of the universe. If something is destined to happen for you in a nice, altering, exalted way, then why not? You know, you could feel very good about things, especially if you're willing to just harness it and let go of your fears and let go of the panic and all the rest of the stuff that might have been clouding your vision through the confusion that and the chaos that the Six of Swords will bring in. Sometimes, by the way, with this card, sometimes we will want a move, or we'll be thinking about a move or planning a move, or where am I going to go? So there can be a little bit of inconsistency and, well, how do I ground if I'm in the midst of trying to move, you know? But I would say just ground anyway and let the earth move take you, right? Like it's gonna happen. For the Four of Cups is very emotional. It likes its time to process emotion. It is a four, so it's offering some kind of a new foundation in your emotional clarity, especially if you're willing to give yourself the time to sit back and feel through your emotions, consider where you are emotionally. Some of us need to take the time alone to process our emotions. We don't really like to be around too many people when we're doing this, and I feel like you're going to want to have a little bit more privacy, working things out emotionally. You may not be running to everybody. You may be feeling more secure in yourself and your ability to suss through your own problems or emotional inconsistencies and things like that. Very much a healing card. And you may be dealing with more heightened senses with your empathy, that you do need a step back. You may need to think about things overnight before you make decisions, especially if they have to do with your own happiness and your own heart at play. You just may need more emotional protection, and you may be the one that has to take it for yourself. It may not be clearly offered. With the strength card, you may be finally saying, yeah, you know what? This is what I need for myself, and that's all there is to it. I'm not going to let anybody talk me out of it. I'm just going to give myself what I need, and I'm going to move on from there. And, too bad, so sad. If the rest of the world wants more of you, you may not have it to give. You may be percolating interior, you may have a percolating interior that just needs a little bit more time to settle before you come out of yourself again. So don't worry if you want to hide a little bit. It may be just what you need to get to the parts of yourself that are trying to come into better light right now. The Knight. We have another Knight, another Pentacles card, too. Again, it brings things into the earth plane. Are we going to feel heavy? I don't know if we're going to feel heavy. I think we're going to just feel like we want to get things done. I feel like we're going to want to lay new territory and new ground for ourselves. We could be planting seeds this time as well for our long haul durations and more aware of what we need financially. We may be more clear on how we're going to go about that, especially with the Strength card. This could be a very good time to commit to yourself because you do have the strength to commit. You may be a stronger version of yourself and able to get things done better than you did even in prior months because you were too snowed in or too bogged down by forces of nature that you didn't want to be part of. And yet it does seem like the growth cycle is beginning. And this is very much like the kind of card where you do usually invest in yourself with these kinds of energies, and it's quite possible that you're tuning into the fact that tidal waters come in at certain times. They don't come in all day long in every region. So you could be working really beautifully with the High Priestess energy and realizing that the universe is bringing the time now. Like the time is now as far as what you can get done. So, and if you've got the strength and you're not bogged down by fear or emotional insecurities, then absolutely you could harness the will of the universe in a way that you may not have been prepared for again in previous weeks or months. And here you are standing strong, ready for the journey. And the journey's forward, basically. It's not backwards. You're not going through, tumbling through the sands of time. You're taking a nice new journey along the way into parts of you that are more destined to be in flow and stronger and more resilient and able to handle the journey in better form all around. And maybe you're just being more comfortable, getting more comfortable in your own skin too. I kind of feel like that, like we did plant seeds. We've been waiting for the right amount of water and growth and sunshine. And it feels like the High Priestess is bringing the water and the flow, and the Strength is bringing the divine perfection that we are to the journey. Good. We need it. We need it. We want it. We want it. We need it. And what else is here? For our new moon in May, the Hierophant card, the teacher. Who's teaching who? Who's learning what? This is a bit of a legacy card, so it's quite possible that if you were working on things in these pre-weeks behind us in the time leading up to this new moon, that you could be also clearer. You could be writing things down. You could be coming forward with the right business plan, the right idea. You could be trusting your own history in a way that's befitting you instead of getting caught up in the things that you did wrong. You may be more aware of the things that you did right, that's working towards your own benefit and working things into better fruition for you. Sometimes this is a teacher card, sometimes it's a student card. It just depends on how it lands. So it could be that life is teaching you a lot. It might not be a bad time to get a teacher anyway, because the Ten of Pentacles is coming in, and this is something that you could be receiving. So it could be that there's a mentor or somebody smarter who has more knowledge and more legacy content that may be able to help you do things as you're beginning your new journey and as you're riding into your future. You may need more experts to rely upon, and maybe before you wouldn't have trusted anybody else, but the energies are such that you trust yourself better and you can trust the outside world in better ways as well. So I feel like this is a good step in the right direction. It does feel like you could really make good progress as well. Again, especially if you're willing to keep open to the help that the universe is trying to bring you. It could, even the legacy could be some of your own spirit guides with better messaging, because you're more willing to take them on the journey with you as well. Sometimes the legacy card, the Hierophant, is about sharing your secret knowledge that only you have. Like maybe you're more comfortable with your talents and your skills, and you're willing to share them more with the world as you go out on this journey of yours where you're investing in yourself anyway. Yeah, that looks really good. In fact, well, and then we've got the Knight of Swords. We had this in my last reading I think it was in our Doorway to the Future. So this would be quick change. This is a lot of action. There's a lot of action if we've got two knights separated by a legacy card and specialized knowledge. So you really could be taking off in a lot of ways, especially with this star card above us. This could be a great, great month full of really beautiful breakthroughs that have to do with your core energies and your core job here on the planet, or the things that you really came here to do, and more versions of your exalted self. You could be getting really good messaging. You could be hearing gossip as well, but in the higher realms, you could be really making a lot of progress and just willing to just cut through the path and fly off into the sunset and get everything done. Yeah, it's really good energy here too. And sometimes I see the spirits in this card trying to reach us too. So I would just keep your ears open for whatever help might be right around the corner, or trying to hit you full frontal. It could be just hitting you right in the face, some of this great intel. And you may have a better ability to interpret some of the information that's coming to you from the outside universe as well. You may be getting better at some of the subtleties. You may be picking up more of the telepathic thought forms that are coming around as well, and moving through time and space, basically. I think it's going to be quite a fast track during this cycle, even though it's an Earth new moon. It feels very quick. It feels pretty fiery as well. Like lots could happen in a really short period of time, and you could make a ton of progress. Again, especially if you're tied into your own strengths and you're willing to live your solar plexus energy in new divine ways that are empowering and renewing, right? Like taking a chance on you could be some of the best efforts that you make this whole cycle, and where you actually get rewarded and feel lighter. I don't feel like it's a very dense time. I feel like it's more uplifting and healthier. It feels like healthier in a way too, because you're listening. You're better at listening to yourself. So it's like some of the outer energies are communicating better anyway for you. Yeah, so that's what I've got for the new moon in May coming in here. Not a bad spread. especially if it's the Seven of Pentacles starting us off. So definitely be willing to say yes to those who want to help you. Be willing to say, sure, come along. I'll let you teach me something new. Keep an open mind. I think you'll be very impressed by how much tries to help you during this cycle in effortless, easy ways that aren't depleting to you or soul crushing or otherwise emotionally maiming, especially if you're more in flow with yourself. If you're more willing to be in flow with that part of yourself, it'll be great. This is Ellen Marie Francisco. Thanks for coming into my channel. Sure appreciate you being here. Take good care of yourself. And until I see you again, have a great everything. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.